when doing somebody a favor goes horribly wrong. I'll explain what I mean and then get into the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending September 13th, 2023. I was recently called to a home to talk to them about selling their property. These people asked me to share this story on my channel in the hopes that other people don't make the same mistake they made. So here's what happened. They purchased a property in June this year. They purchased in June, closed in August, and they've called me in September to sell their home. June, August closing, September, a month later, less than a month later, they're looking to sell. Naturally, I'm like, how is this even possible? Like, you just bought this home, why are you looking to sell it? And this is their principal residence. They don't own multiple properties. This is the home that they were going to be living in. Well, what happened is that they hired a family member that's a real estate agent, a part-time real estate agent. This family member that's a realtor has a full-time job and they do real estate on the side. Maybe they do 1 or 2 transactions a year. They're the ones that they use. That's the person they use to help them do this purchase. And I said, well, why did you use this person? And they said, well, it's family to do them a favor. There's that favor word that I hear often. And every time somebody tells me, yeah, I did them a favor, it's in relation to something that went horribly wrong. So what happened was they put an offer on this property, no conditions, no financing, no home inspection, nothing like that. And these people, the people I'm speaking with, the sellers now, had no pre-approval in place. They did something online a while back, but no official pre-approval in place. So they purchased firm. Before closing, when they're getting all their paperwork ready, turns out they weren't qualifying. So now they've got this property that they're supposed to close on. They're not qualifying for a mortgage. What do? Do they walk away? Do they lose their deposit? Do they potentially get sued after when this home gets resold? In speaking with their real estate lawyer and discussing all their options, the only thing they could do, they thought the smartest thing to do was to not walk away. Well, with private funding, they closed. But now they want to sell the property right away. Private funding. Well, we all know what the bank rates are. They're high. Private funding is through the roof. They know they can't afford this property. They know they can't afford to stay there. So they're trying to sell it right away. And they're of the mind that even if they lose some money in this sale, which they will, it's still better than being sued, losing their deposit, and just the financial mess that's going to put them in. So they're okay losing a bunch of money. They'll deal with that, but they didn't want to be sued for not closing on this property. All of this mess could have been avoided if this agent just said before an offer was put in, or before she even started showing them properties, hey, are you pre-approved? No? No problem. Let's get you pre-approved before we start house hunting. Officially pre-approved. Get that rate locked in. Know what you can afford to buy. None of that happened, and now it's a mess. Not just financially, the family is upside down. Nobody's talking, there's tensions. It's created a big mess within their family, all because of a favor they wanted to do for somebody. It blows me away how people can do transactions in the hundreds of thousands and the millions of dollars, and they're okay with just doing somebody a favor. Folks, you have no obligation to do anybody a favor. You should be seeking out the person that you feel can help you the best. And if the person is a part-time agent, they probably are not in the best position to help you out. experience does make a difference. And you're talking, like, I'm at a loss for words here. You know, we've all heard the expression, what you don't know, you don't know. So some people out there listening to this could be thinking, well, the agent made an honest mistake. No, it wasn't an honest mistake. It's a terrible, devastating mistake. And the expression of, you don't know what you don't know, I have another version to that. You really should know what you don't know. There are aspects to real estate. I mean, it's a vast, vast field. And there's the part of real estate I have a ton of experience in, but there's other parts that I don't. And if a client calls me and wants help in a part that I just don't have the experience in, I should know what I don't know. I should know that, hey, that part of real estate, that field of real estate, that's not where I excel. And I should be able to guide them to the right person that could help them out the best way. So you should know what you don't know, especially when you're dealing with people's lives. Folks, who you hire matters every time. If you feel this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Below this video, in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Let's get into the numbers. New listings have flooded the streets of Peel and Durham. If you're a buyer, get excited. You have a lot more choices. It's great to see sellers competing. If you're a seller, competition's not always in your favor. Competition tends to bring prices down. Let's get into the numbers. Let's see what's going on here. Here's a quick summary of average sold prices. This is for detached properties only for week ending up to week ending September 13th. Brampton, prices are up. The Durham region, prices are up slightly. Mississauga, prices, they jumped up quite a bit. Let's start off with Mississauga. Again, I repeat, this is for detached properties only, broken down by week. This chart has a whole year on the board. For week ending September 13th, sales jumped way up, way higher than the previous week. We went from 21 sales of detached properties, which was extremely low, to 36 detached properties sold. Average sold price for a couple of weeks now has been going up. It's now sitting at $1,497,000. 1,497 is 7% higher than where the average sold price was a year ago. The median price of 1,395 is 6% higher than where the median price was a year ago. Now the dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. It sometimes, usually makes it easier to spot a trend. And for a while now, prices, both average and median, have been trending down. But the last couple of weeks, things are maybe changing. We'll see over the next few weeks what happens there. Of the 36 that sold, a quarter, 25% sold at list price or more. Here's the real story. We went from 81 listings to 153 listings of detached properties in 1 week. That's an 89% increase in new listings. Because of that, also active listings has gone up. Months of inventory has come down to 3.1 months of inventory. Now the 2 weeks before that, well, 1 week was the week prior to Labor Day. The week after that, September 6th, Labor Day was right in the middle of that. So September 13th, we're back to kind of where we were before the Labor Day weekend. Is 3.1 going to be kind of the norm? Let's see, but it's kind of fixed itself. Months of inventory has been increasing, and even though it came down from 1 week, it's still kind of on the way up. Here's Brampton. We went from 38 sales to 59 sales in 1 week. Now 59, the last time we did more than that was kind of towards the end of June. So 59 is more than what we've sold in any week during the summer. 2 of those were at $2 million or more. Average sold price for Brampton for detached properties is now $1,145,000. 1145 is 5% lower than where we were this time last year. The median price of 1120 is 6% lower than where we were this time last year. And both median and average price have been trending down. We said 59 sold, 34% sold at list price or more, so a little bit more than a third. Look at this, listings went up 44%. In Mississauga, listings went up 89%, in Brampton 44%, and months of inventory has come down to 2.7. It's been really high for the longest time. It's been in the 4s, just under 5. Now we're at 2.7. Really, let's see how things level off, how they play out over the next few weeks. I've been saying that a lot. Labor Day weekend, and now a whole bunch of people jump on, a bunch of listings, buyers. How is it going to pan out? That's what we don't know. Here's Durham region. For Durham, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham sample. 35 detached properties were sold. So in Mississauga and Brampton, sales went way up. Not so much in Durham region. 35 were sold. 2 of those were at $2 million or more. The combination of those 35, though, shot the average sold price way up to $1,191,000. It's up basically $150,000 from where we were the previous week. 1191 is 7% higher than where we were this time last year. The median price of 1150 is 6% higher. Average price and median price have been trending down. You can see that pretty clearly looking at the 4-week moving average, which is the dotted line. 57% of those sales sold at list price or more. Durham, as far as the GTA goes, is one of our probably the most competitive region. We're still 57% of the properties are selling at list price or more. Listings, 93% increase over the previous week. 131 detached properties were listed between those 3 cities, Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby. So if you're a buyer, you're seeing way more properties out there. And if you're a seller, you're also seeing way more properties out there, which is causing you to rethink your pricing strategy. And months of inventory climbed up a bit to 2.1. Overall, months of inventory has been increasing. This is condos for all of Peel region. 28 condos were sold. These are condo apartments. 2 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price shot way up to $675,000. $675 is 15% higher than where we were this time last year. The median price of $605 is 4% higher than where we were a year ago. Now, prior to the last couple of weeks, and I'll repeat because it's really important to understand, the previous couple of weeks were really affected by the Labor Day weekend, and now we have this 1 week that we're in now that, prices kind of seem way out of whack. Before that, average prices were trending down. Depending on how things play out, let's see how things go with prices there. 21% sold at list price or more. Listings are up 47% over the previous week. So there's a ton of more condo listings out there. 153 condos were listed in Peel region. The majority of those are in Mississauga. So we're not talking vast area. They're confined into one area mostly Mississauga. Months of inventory sitting still really high at 4.9. Very much a seller's market. Sorry, I should repeat. Very much a balanced market. And in some condo buildings, it's going to be a buyer's market, not a seller's market. I misspoke there, which it does not in any way explain why prices went up. But when you're dealing with average prices, sometimes The combination kind of skews the price one way or another. That's why we should never make a decision on 1 week. We're looking to spot a trend. Here's a quick summary of months of inventory. Even though some of these have come down, we're pretty much overall, the feel is a balanced market in most neighborhoods. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.